Hi, I'm Marzi and welcome to my August to be read video. This month I'm going to participate in two read-a-thons. The first read-a-thon is the Read-Eh-Thon, created by Kayla from Books and Lala. That read-a-thon goes from August 3rd to August 9th and it's focusing on Canadian authors. So for this one, I'm going to read Do Not Say We Have Nothing by Madeleine Tien. She's a Canadian author. I believe I read she's Malaysian, Chinese, Canadian, born in Vancouver. And this Do Not Say We Have Nothing is a generational saga that goes between China, Shanghai and Beijing, and then Vancouver in Canada. And I'll just read the blurb for you because it's a bit easier to summarize then. So in 1990, 10-year-old Marie and her mother take in a young woman fleeing the aftermath of the Tiananmen Square protests. Her name is Ai Ming. She brings stories of her family under Chairman Mao and of revolutionary idealism, music and silence. Stories which span the course of China's recent turbulent history and have deep and lasting consequences for Ai Ming and for Marie. So this goes between Mao's Cultural Revolution in the 60s and then the Tiananmen Square protests and demonstrations in the late 80s and 1990, I believe. And then also Vancouver in Canada. So I am excited to finally read this. I've had this on my shelf for 3 years or so, for 3 or 4 years, and I'm finally getting to it. So I've read 8 pages so far, so excited about that one. And so then the next read-a-thon that I'm participating in this month is Tome Topple. That's created by Sam from Thoughts and Tomes. And this one, I've just got my notes down here for the dates. The Tome Topple is a 2-week read-a-thon, and that goes from August 8th to the 21st. And that and basically it's to help read more tomes or books that are over 500 pages. So for this one, I'm reading Sport of Kings by C.E. Morgan. Sport of Kings is 545 pages. And this is also a generational saga, like Do Not Say We Have Nothing. So sensing a theme that I like to read here. And so this is set in the American South, and it's centered on horse racing. Yeah, so I think it might feature the Kentucky Derby because it's set in Kentucky, I believe. So so it features 2 families, one white, a southern dynasty whose forefathers were among the founders of Kentucky, and the other family, African American, the descendants of their slaves. So newly confronted with one another in the quest for victory, the 2 families must face the consequences of their ambitions, as each is driven and haunted by the same enduring question: how far away from your father can you run? So, sounds super exciting and intriguing, and it is going to deal with themes of wealth and poverty, class, racism and rage to do with, and it is tiny font. So, I don't know if you can see that. I'm really excited to read this. I'm quite intimidated though, because I've had it for a few years and I've begun it twice. I think I've only gotten 10 pages in both times before I think I have to put it down, because the way the prose is very detailed and a little harder to read than maybe what I'm used to. But that's good. That's what the Tome Topple is about. You know, reading books that can intimidate you. So I am super hyped to read this one. And then, so they're the 2 read-a-thons that are covered. And then for the rest of August, what I want to read, the 3rd book is The Help by Catherine Stockett. Again, another historical fiction book set in Jackson, Mississippi in 1962. And the first line in the blurb says, "Where black maids raise white children, but aren't trusted not to steal the silver." So, yeah, focuses on 3 women. Aileen, who is one of the black maids, who is raising her 17th white child and nursing the hurt caused by her own son's tragic death. So while raising other family, she's dealing with her own family struggles as well. And then there's Minnie, who is the black cook in the household, and then the girl that they raise is white, and her name is Skeeter. So it talks about her childhood, and then she goes away to college, probably learns some things, and then comes back, and it deals with the 3 women, their friendship, and and explores themes of race, racism, status, and privilege. So kind of a running theme for today's TBR, but this has been on my shelf for quite a while as well, and I want to get to it. Especially, I've heard with, just quickly, so I haven't looked into it, but with the Black Lives Matter movement, this book, I think, may be seen as problematic. So I want to read it, but also once I've read this, which is by a white author, I'm reading all these books that have been on my shelves for a long time, so I can then bring in some more diverse author reads. So good to finally tackle that one. And the 4th book that I want to get to this month is The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan. Super excited, especially since this is quite a bit shorter. It's less than 300 pages and everything else is almost 500 or more. This is, all together now everyone, this is a historical fiction featuring a generational family saga. Dun, dun, dun. I love it. I love books like this. So this is is a story of 4 mothers and their first generation Chinese American daughters. So they're two generations struggling to come to terms with their cultural identity. And it goes from the wealthy homes of pre-revolutionary China to downtown San Francisco and the age of AIDS. And this was published in 1989. So San Fran during that time, definitely an urgent issue present day when this was published, or also now, but more so during this time. So very intrigued. When I was in high school, different class to mine read this, and I didn't get to read it. So I think I've wanted to read it since high school. So gonna get to that one. And the last but not least, the 5th book that I want to read this month is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. This is not historical fiction or a family saga, so breaking from the themes this month. Anyway, it's about a girl called Vanessa. She is what goes between when she's 15 and when she is 32. So I think it starts out in 2017 when she's 32, and when she was 15, she had a romantic relationship with her teacher Jacob, and what she thought was a loving relationship. And then when she's 32 in 2017, she finds out that there is that Jacob has been accused of sexual abuse by another student, a former student of his. So then she has to maybe reevaluate and examine the relationship she had when she was 15 with him, and instead of it being the romantic coupling that she thought it was. Maybe it's actually the opposite, and clearly inappropriate, and an adult taking advantage of his position of authority with a minor. So that's and this is a new release. This was released only a couple months ago. So I'm very excited to get to this, and also check out the cover. It's a beautiful cover. And the back as well. It's some nice hair, like Anne of Green Gables. Yeah, so that's the last one there. So that's my stack, my August TBR. I hope I can get to all of these I think I can get to all of these, and then I may do a 24-hour readathon this month, just to encourage myself a little bit. So keep a lookout for that one. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, because it means a lot. And I hope you have a beautiful day. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.